At this point, I can't think of going through a life without her, and I can't think about a moment that would never be better without her. Like, every moment's better with her, whether it's my lows of lows or my highs of highs, and everything in between that we've experienced over this last 4.5 years together. It's always better with her by my side.
He has so much grit. He's not somebody who stands still, he always moves forward. And I think that's probably number one. And then number two is that he's so empathetic towards the world around him. He understands when you're having a tough day, and he can like take away whatever emotion you're feeling and really cut down to what you're either looking for or what you need. And so he's just amazing at being empathetic in every situation.
All right, everybody, so Nathan Dial here, and today is the big day. Today is the engagement. So it's a surprise though. Monica has no idea that this is coming. Monica thinks that I'm getting an award for Vice's 40 Under 40. We've been hyping this thing up since November, so she's fully invested in this. So she thinks that I'm doing all these different interviews and things for Vice, and that she just has to come in and do a couple interviews, but what I wanted was for her to get world-class hair. I wanted her to get world-class makeup, and I really wanted to encapsulate and capture this moment for the rest of our lives. Mostly because when I asked my parents how they got engaged, they have two completely different stories, which for me is like hilarious and tragic at the same time. So I didn't want that. This is a very special moment in 2020, a very special moment in our lives, and I just wanted to do it the really first class, first rate. And so here we go.
So you're gonna come for me? Perfect.
First of all, for production purposes, I'll ask you, can you spell your name just so we have a record?
Yep, so it's Monica, Monica, and then Ross, Ross.
Tell me, how did you and Nathan meet? Was it at school? Tell me that. What's that story?
So kind of. We actually are a Tinder success story.
The first week in December 2015, we swiped on each other. We had a first date. She has her version, I have mine, but
So our first date went horribly. And he'll say the same. Well, he won't say the same thing. He thinks our first date went well, but he was very much giving his resume. He was leading with his resume instead of leading with his personality. And so after our first date, he texted me, said, you know, I had a great time, I'd love to go on a second date. And I said, well, I'm actually not gonna pursue this. I'm gonna have my pursuit elsewhere.
So when I got that kind of jab from her, I jabbed back with, well, it's actually better because I'm gonna be going away on this travel for the next 8-9 weeks between the Air Force and my own personal travel. So I'll text you in about 8-9 weeks to see if this guy's still around.
So about 6 or 8 weeks later, he texted me, we went on the second date, and it was much better.
And how do you feel about Nathan making our 40 Under 40?
I mean, I'm definitely not surprised because once he puts his mind to everything in life, he really goes after it.
She just always exposes me to the things that I would normally like to do. One great example recently, which is just going on these walks in the COVID. I've come to enjoy that, just getting out in nature, walking around, talking about our future forever home together by looking at all the different towns around here. Little things like that where it doesn't seem like a lot, but she just always makes it more vibrant. She always adds something to it. And so like I said, she makes my life better. Again, like I don't want to ever think about these things too much yet because we just don't know what the future holds for us and what we want and what we value.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, you know, our marriage and where we want to go and what we want to see. We don't know what kind of opportunities are there for you or there for me, and so we just don't.
Yeah. Then you gotta ask me to marry first. So.
That's true. I have to do that. That's like, whoa, that's like a lot of pressure all of a sudden.
No big deal, but this finger is feeling a little bare.
Oh man, you see this? See what I deal with? See what I deal with, Vice? See what I deal with? Man, I can see Lilia right now just like laughing her butt off as she like cuts that and be like, that's too real. That's new. That is new.
Don't be weird. This is our I'm like in the arrival deck. I see him, I run over, I give him a big hug, and then I hear this like, and I look over and his dad's standing right there.
I do remember that actually.
I was like, hi,
Low-key
Mr.
embarrassing.
Dial. It's like the
Low-key
second time I've met him.
Low-key embarrassing. And stop.
All the good things.
All the good things. So Monica, you complete me. I love you.
Okay.
You're my person forever.
Okay.
So with that.
No way. No, it's not supposed to happen until next week. Yes.
Will you marry me?
Yes. 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 You're too sneaky. We're engaged. Guys, we're engaged. Finally! Finally! You're too sweet. Too sneaky. Now I don't know what to do.
We're gonna take engagement photos now, so we're gonna do.
I'm a natural. Hi, Lilia.
So we're engaged.
Thank you. No, I was pretty dumbfounded.
There's a lot more in store other than just this basic surprise. But really, I just want to really just capture this moment of the beginning of the rest of our lives together. When our kids are, 20, 25 and thinking about this themselves, they can look at our video and be like, I want it to be special like our parents.